have the Pink Party nominee, Camp Director Carey Charles. Today we will discuss a variety of topics, none of which really matter anyways. We are going to start with you, Mr. Roofner. How do you plan to fix this economy?
Get off of me. Well, first off, I want to start off by saying I don't really want to be here right now. In fact, I'd rather be out fishing. But to answer your question about how to fix the economy, it's a pretty easy solution, really. Duct tape. Duct tape fixes everything. So why wouldn't it fix the economy too?
Thank you, Mr. Roofner. I appreciate your answer. Next question goes to Director Charles. How do you plan to fix this economy?
Yes. Obviously I wouldn't use duct tape. I mean, he's just nonsensical. And it proves that he is not fit for office. And therefore, haven't you seen the commercial? I mean, the commercial about the Flex Seal, the Flex Seal out there where the guy literally cuts a boat in half, and then he uses something, well, it ain't duct tape, it's Flex Seal. That's what we would use.
Thank you, Director Charles. This next question deals with corruption in government. Director Charles, how would you fix government corruption?
Yes. It's one of my favorite policy proposals of all time. I would first issue an executive order firing all government officials and replacing them with Chick-fil-A employees. Think about it, Mr. Roofner. Think about how fast Congress would get their bills passed. They might even be faster than a Chick-fil-A drive-thru. And not only that, sir, but think about it. When a police officer goes to pull you over next time, he will no longer be obligated to say the Miranda rights, but instead he'll be more obliged to say, my pleasure. And not only that, but when he goes to the Lincoln Memorial in the reflecting pool out front, he'll be able to have a full supply of Chick-fil-A sauce for the rest of his life. And not only that, sir, but we go above and beyond all measure. We'll make sure that every boy and girl, every human being on this planet, even some in Mars, will have their full supply of lemonade and sweet tea. My campaign slogan, sir, has always been and always will be, waffle fries equals world peace.
It's so beautiful. Enough to make a grown woman cry. One question though.
Yeah.
What would you do with the old government employees?
Oh, that's easy. We just take them and go with Mr. Roofner to fix old broken down ice cream machines at McDonald's.
Yeah! Well, what about you, Mr. Roofner? How would you fix government corruption?
I would... Look, here's the deal. There is an issue with the corruption in government, and it needs to be fixed. There is corruption, and it is in the government. So I'm the one that can fix it. So elect me, and I will fix it.
Thank you, Mr. Roofner. This next question deals with global warming and climate change. Mr. Roofner, what do you believe about global warming?
Global warming does not exist.
I object. You have no proof.
I do have proof.
Well, then prove it.
I will. Take, for example, ice cream. Ice cream is cold.
Of course it's cold.
Global warming is warm.
Yeah.
Can you see global warming? No. But can you see ice cream? Yes. Therefore, because ice cream is cold and global warming is warm, it cannot be real. If it were real, all the ice cream would melt.
What? Hold up. Have you ever seen a Coca-Cola commercial, sir?
Of course.
Well, in said commercial, there are polar bears drinking Coca-Cola. But they're in the Arctic. So the Coca-Cola should be frozen, right?
Yeah.
Well, it should be, but it's not. Because of global warming. Boom, you have been roasted by facts and logic.
All right. Our next question deals with the novel coronavirus. Director Charles, what would you do to help stop the spread of COVID-19?
Well, I do believe it's a simple solution. We would just give everyone human-sized hamster balls. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Mr. Roofner, what about you? How would you prevent the spread of COVID-19?
Well, I would just take time-honored advice of Nancy Reagan. Just say no. All you have to say is no, because the coronavirus cannot legally infect you without your consent. Just because all the other kids are doing it doesn't doesn't mean you have to as well. Just say no.
Mr. Roofner, follow-up question. Several prominent commentators have criticized you for your controversial practice of woogaloo hunting. What would you say to them to defend your position?
I understand that. Oh, my bad. I understand that it may be an unpopular position, but I do believe that woogaloo meat is quite delicious.
What's a woogaloo?
And most of it I donate to charity anyways.
What's a woogaloo?
Many people say that they are in danger.
In danger?
But I believe that with proper regulations, that... Oh, my bad.
What's a
With
woogaloo?
proper regulations, woogaloo hunting could be a common practice for everyday citizens, just like you. Just listen to science.
Science? What's a woogaloo? Science? Since when have you listened to science? You know nothing about science.
I do know science. I know Dewey's Law of Science, which states that everything in this world is either duct tape or not duct tape. It's that simple. Oh, my bad.
Ah, yes. Dewey Hickson, the world-renowned scientist. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Next question, Director Charles. How would you work to cut red tape in our bureaucracy?
Yes, thank you so much for this wonderful question. We believe personally that in the state of Pennsylvania, we use red scissors to cut red tape.
Interesting. What about you, Mr. Roofner?
Can we just take a moment to reflect on the fact that as Camp Director Charles just said, he would cut red tape with scissors? Really? With scissors.
Red scissors.
That's not even straight. With red scissors. Why in the world would you use red scissors when you could use a chainsaw? My camp manager, Ferguson, happens to be an expert in cutting trees, so I see no reason why we couldn't cut red tape with a red chainsaw too.
Would you get a campaign manager?
Next question. The state of Wyoming has 3 electoral votes. How do you plan to capture voters' attention in this important state?
Wyoming isn't real.
Understandable. Do either of you have any final remarks?
No. What? This isn't in the script either.
Ask me about the tree.
What?
Just ask me about the tree.
Why?
Just do it.
Fine. Are you a tree?
No.
Okay, then why did you ask me to ask you that?
Oh, I just wanted to see how dumb you were. You're fine now.
I beg your pardon. What I thought you knew. Well, slap me upside the head and call me a potato. That's the strangest thing I've ever heard. You know what? Potato. That's not. You know what? Never mind. Because your campaign is about as organized as my brother's hobo's beard.
How about y'all? That's insulting. Well, you know what? Your campaign is about as functional as a McDonald's ice cream machine.
About as disappointing as an unsalted pretzel on my back.
Grandpa.
Hold on. Watch it.
One second. Does it really say that?
Are we allowed to say that?
Yes.
It's okay. It's fine. No one's recording, I'm sure.
Oh, well, you're about as disappointing as...
You chose it.
as Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy.
Barbara, we need some ice on stage. There's been a major burner happening. Okay. Well, that's about all the time we have for today. Don't forget to join us next time for the second debate in Wyoming.
Wyoming is not real.
We'll see you there. I'm Anita Bath, and until next time, go forth and own your opponents with facts and logic. May the force be with you.